case was actually referred to me. I was getting physical therapy for an injury. Miss Judy, she had gained some injuries from her house. She hadn't told anybody about it. She hadn't told her doctors about how she got these.
Reported activity prompts a day walk advanced visit.
Yeah, we're here for the day walk. And
This is Miss Judy Sparks.
Judy.
And this is her residence.
And then see, I felt myself being pushed.
And that's where you were shoved in towards the bushes.
it's this anger, male testosterone energy. And it's
There's a male.
we're going to approach this
So-
with respect for you and respect for the spirit. I don't feel that he's malicious.
No.
I just feel he's getting his point across really wrong.
Hopefully we can help her.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, thank you, my Lord.
I appreciate
Welcome
it.
back.
I appreciate it.
What does the team encounter upon returning?
Day walk advanced visit last month.
Really adore Miss Judy, and I'm so grateful that the team is going in so that we can get her more information. It is reported that a man lost his life due to his car crushing him.
Relevant information comes up during the spiritual side.
Vision when I was getting like that Duck 50s diner, the car with the fin lights. Someone in the Air Force?
We will try to fix it, I promise.
Whoa,
Do that again? What's that?
What?
I just got like something poking my back.
Getting 1932.
1932?
Do you suppose the lady in that room is her mother?
Muriel.
It's
That was a little too close to her name.
Right.
The team's information receives validation.
What did I say earlier?
That's
Where did you get your hat?
Air Force hat?
You're the first one in about 15 years that have even asked me.
About your hat?
Yeah.
The airplane connection we were just
wow.
And that's
I am always amazed at the validation that the gifts are providing.
Spiritually that we got, and you validated a
Quite a
ton
bit.
for us. That helped us, so thank you.
It's 3 a.m. Everyone's asleep. I'm all alone in the dark. I must be dead. I'm not alive.
We are going to be doing a walkthrough. This is my first case as case manager, so this case was actually referred to me. I was getting physical therapy for an injury from a few months ago. I had opened up to my physical therapist about my abilities and about my team. A couple of sessions later, she asked me if she could refer one of her clients to me. This Miss Judy had had gained some injuries. There we go. She had gained some injuries from her house. She hadn't told anybody about it. She hadn't told her doctors about how she got these. Like, she was kind of closed off to that. She is a believer. She does know what happened, that this happened, but she's very Christian based, so she's confused. But she had been picked up in her yard and shoved through a bush onto the corner of a deck, ended up with, I believe, some fractures and stuff, lacerations, things like that. Now, when Crystal and I met with her, she unfolded some more of the story, which is intriguing. And so I asked her if she would allow us to do a day walk, so that's what we're heading into.
Yeah, we're here for the day walk. And
This is Miss Judy Sparks.
Judy.
And this is her residence.
then hi, I'm Jarrett, and this is
Hi, Crystal. And Sedona, hi.
And then we have
Christy
Christy
helping
here on
us.
the camera. So,
Miss Judy's going to give us a quick tour outside first, and then we'll work our way into the house. So, yeah, you were going to go ahead and tell us about the garage?
Well, yeah, probably in the early 90s or the 80s. This is where the man died under his car.
Okay.
The jack gave way.
Okay.
Well, it didn't mean much to me until all
Right.
these things
Right.
piled up.
Right.
And then I came down, and then see, I felt myself being pushed.
And that's where you were shoved in towards the bushes?
Yeah. And this is where I hit the post.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the occupational therapist, she said she could tell by the x-rays that I had sustained a substantial force. In addition to that, in that area where the limb came down on me,
Yep.
there has been repeatedly maybe about 4 other limbs that have come down in that same spot. And one time there was absolutely no wind.
Yeah.
Nothing. It was still. And I had been in the house, but I came out and there it was. Sticking up vertically.
do a typical little investigation, see what little we can find. I don't want to go in guns blazing, just in case it's something really stupid coming across really wrong. You know what I mean? I never want to punish a human spirit for having a bad 100 years. You know what I mean? We all have our bad days.
Right.
Sometimes they scream out so much to get a story across that they cause harm. And you know, it's kind of like a temperamental child that accidentally busts your lip. You aren't going to punish them just because they hurt you, just because they're upset and can't get the story across. So I always want that first before I ever deal with a situation of deciding the fate of a spirit. If you want to use those terms. But yeah, it's there's a lot of odd energy shifts outside. The weather's going to make time a little difficult out there.
Can you be more specific on your shifting energy?
There's parts in the around two specific trees out there when I was walking around. You know, I was kind of wandering while you were talking. In which there's this it creates a silly silo effect, is the way I've described it before. Balance gets really off. It's
Like
like
you're
this.
spinning.
It's like a whirlpool in the water, but it's a vertigo in the energy itself.
Yeah.
Now, whether that's caused by an elemental that is part of this land, and as you started talking about it being marsh, more of a probability. The marshy, uninhabitable, non-human areas, some of the old creatures of lore that we're finding more and more evidence of, that's where they like to be, because they like to be away from humans.
Whoever it is keeps saying he loves you.
Yeah.
So that's probably a
An
relative.
old friend or relative.
That might be
Oh, we'll figure
somebody
it out.
else who's,
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll figure it out. I just want enough equipment that we have
Okay.
backup for the evidence, so he's not messing with them all.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
just doing this initial day walk
Yep.
to see where we're at, and then be able to come back and we can, have more of the team and actually do an investigation where we can set up cameras and equipment outside where that can stay outside for a little while.
Due to the nature of the case, let's try and stay away from the spiritual right now and try
Okay.
not to upset whatever this is.
Okay.
It's more of a respect of you. We understand that you've got your rights too.
What you're saying is there is something out there.
There is.
It's what
Okay.
I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to get the evidence to
There
prove
is.
it.
I know. Well, okay, I've taken some steps. I'm in the house at 5 o'clock and the doors are locked.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna be out there anymore after 5 o'clock,
Okay.
after what's happened. Doesn't that sound reasonable?
But you can't live in fear.
Yeah. No.
I'm not living
And-
in fear.
Yeah.
And
I'm living in practicality.
practicality.
There you go. Exactly.
That's how I do my job.
Exactly.
I've learned, so
Yep.
that's okay.
The
Yep.
Yeah,
respect
exactly.
is, the
Exactly.
respect
Yeah,
is
it's
you're in the
okay.
house at 5 and lock the door.
And regardless of what little or what great we find today, I brought a couple of things that I can sanctify the outside, where I can lessen that to where this can be a home for you and you're not worried about going out after 5.
And what are those items?
It's
exactly?
one thing in particular is an item called a coffin nail. It is something that the spirits respect, and it basically bless the ground.
Oh.
And that will create this kind of this, especially with it being on church land, what you were talking about.
This could be
So-
at one time, could have
been
been
part of
burial.
church.
Yeah.
Burial.
Yeah, or burial. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, folks.
You can do it.
Thank you, Miss Judy, so
Welcome.
much for letting us come into
You're
your
doing-
home. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, my lord.
Oh, I appreciate
Welcome
it.
back.
I appreciate it so much, honey. Can I hug you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's okay. I'm so glad to have met you, my dear. It's good. Oh, yay. I'm so glad to have met you.
All right, well, we're about to go back to the house that I had gone on the day walk, and I'm excited to get out there. Looking forward to getting the whole team out there, getting all the gear set up, and catching some evidence, and looking forward to helping this lady and maybe help her some more.
Kind of excited to actually get the team in there on this one. It was kind of my call last time I was there.
So the house was built in 1909. So there's 120 years of history in this building. Really adore Miss Judy, and I'm so grateful that the team is going in so that we can get her more information and explain some of the things that's been going on in her home and outside of her home.
We had a day walk advance visit last month, and it sounds like took care of some business. Some of the factors that were into play on this, at least, were taken care of. Going back there with full equipment and more of a full investigation this time, see and make sure things are more in their entirety good to go.
Last time we were there and did the home visit, Jared took some steps and took care of some things. So we're going to go back, see how that has, see what's transpired since then and how things are going. This time, now that we're bringing the team in, we're going to be able to go upstairs and through the whole house and actually be able to start documenting some of this. One of the reasons I want to do a session at 5 o'clock in the garage area, which is part of the outdoors where she's been happening, is that the previous owner before her had actually died in the garage, crushed by a car falling on him.
Daytime investigations, they can happen. And, doesn't matter. It's kind of a myth that only paranormal happens at night. A lot of shows, I think that's more so for the ambiance, nighttime. Ooh, but things happen. Some of the best stuff sometimes is daytime. So I would say I still want to do a science. I know kind of for the day walk, there's a little different rules and go in there if it's emergency,
Right.
kind of just open up. But start out with at least a session.
Yes.
You know, science, try to back up.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
things.
because there's a lot of stuff that
Upstairs.
I mean, we have covered this in Endeavors many times, but as psychics and mediums, we only get so much. It's
Right.
not like
We have solid conversations with spirits. They give us images for us to interpret. We only get little bits and pieces.
I'm really excited to see what we get scientifically upstairs. I am also looking for the spiritual session definitely outside in the garage to find out what happened to the previous owner of the home. That was a piece that we had covered and we discovered during the walkthrough. So living in the house, her and her now separated, divorced husband were in the house.
Yeah,
they had
he
been
was
in it for a
affected by
while,
it.
and
Yeah.
it turns out that he was being affected by stuff. He had changed. He had started becoming really mean.
It was like a shiny thing going on.
Really aggressive. They separated. Now that he's outside of the house, her and he have a great relationship, and they are best friends.
Should we need it, you guys? Hi.
Wait for the other car to get here, and then.
Well, I'm gonna at least make sure and go and
right.
Yeah, go ahead and read.
They'll wait for the rest of them. They have a 3-car caravan, motorcade, however you call it, and so they'll be here too. And then we'll go in and commence once everybody's here.
Well, you know how we're always into like numbers and stuff like that?
Yeah.
You realize we're on site at 12:34?
Yeah, I didn't see the time, but yeah. Yeah.
It is seen as a number of progression or steps of a journey in a life path. It indicates that you've put some hard work and effort towards a new project, venture, or important life changes. This will be a long-term benefit for yourself and your loved ones. So yeah, it's kind of a good sign for the product as us as healers.
Hello, Miss Judy.
Hi.
Glad you're here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us. So we have arrived on location. Introduced the team to Miss Judy. Introduced Miss Judy to the team. Walked her through and explained some of the steps of what we were doing. She's a very athletic woman. She golfs like constantly. There is a kitchenette that is in that direction. Go.
It's my first time being here, so it was nice to see some of the things I got that some of the others during the day walk visit last month had got. So it's kind of validation for multiple people, so that's always good stuff when you get that. Right in here or something. It's like a, on the forearm. It's like a kind of a little like sharp, almost like dull pain. Getting it as first walked in there, and then it's followed me into here. Just FYI. Go ahead.
That is, I believe, Miss Judy's injury, the one that we were talking about, documented from when she was thrown in the bush.
Okay.
So we'll ask you. We'll make sure that you hear her story on that.
Yeah.
On her arm and see. Does it feel like bone?
It's deep. It's not on the surface. It feels like
feel
it's
like inside.
beneath, like just a sore, almost swollen.
Yeah. Crawl space at least. That's insulated. But who knows?
Who are these people?
Yeah. Well, it may have been a room before plumbing was in this house.
Because I documented on her camera, but this one, I'll put it back for now. But it grabbed me out. I'm just like, what? And it hit me a little bit. Gives you that almost weird, because the walls are bowing.
What is that?
It's old.
Wow.
Huh. That is cool.
One of my things I like to do every once in a while, especially if I've been here, is just kind of sit back and stay out of it and let everybody else experience their things. So I stayed downstairs with Miss Judy and let everybody else explore. And it was kind of funny that the people that it's their first time were feeling exactly what we were feeling the last time we were here.
Miss Judy was glad to see us. I'm so glad to see her. She looks good. And it's interesting to come back in and see things. And we have We have entered some places that we weren't here the first time.
Okay, now we can go get our equipment. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah. She has some pictures and some things she does want to talk to you about.
Oh,
Okay.
very.
So I picked up on that one photograph in the room upstairs. I'm like, this is
And I asked her
grabbing me
about, those
so
are
many-
pictures of her at different ages and stages, and I've asked her to
It was
give us a
the three
tour.
people were in them.
The little square one about this big.
I don't know. I'll have to go.
But that's okay. I've asked her to give us a tour of that room and walk us through
I
that.
gotta go with you.
Miss Judy's affinity for music. She has recently created a CD where she orchestrated arranged. Thank you. Arranged all the stuff. So, well, it turns out that she hasn't had a chance to listen to it yet. And then we also talked about connecting her with some musicians that I know and that are near and dear to my heart. I told her I can't wait till you guys get to meet and know each other.
One man orchestra.
Yeah, exactly.
Things I've learned
He's
strings.
done that as well too, where you
piano.
can record one instrument at a time and the music's completely you.
Yeah.
Eric has the means to make that happen.
Yeah, it sounds like he does an orchestra and it's him doing every single instrument.
Yeah.
He just layers
It's
it.
amazing, yeah. And it takes a while because I have to play basically several first and second violins, and then I go and move into violas and then cellos. And
she plays a mean bass guitar apparently.
oh, really?
I'm
Nice.
good.
Yeah.
We're a household of singers.
Yeah.
Positions. Action.
So this is the location in the garage where it was reported that a gentleman lost his life by being crushed by his car. Miss Judy has moved the vehicles out of the way, so it looks like we will be able to be in here.
This first picture is of myself. I was 13 years old, and I was with Billy Graham.
Aww.
And we were down in Mississippi on the Gulf Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And the plan was for us to play golf together.
Mm-hmm.
My father and me and him.
Okay.
But my father had always been so hard on me
Mm-hmm.
that I just couldn't take a chance on hitting the wrong shot and
Aww.
having my dad
Yeah.
get mad at me.
Yeah.
So I stood next to Billy Graham and I said, I'm not going to play with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't want to be embarrassed.
Right.
And I had the courage to do it,
Yeah.
standing next to Billy Graham.
Aw, good.
So got everything all set up, ready to go, ready to start investigating, and hope we can find some good evidence.
We've managed to get our equipment set up. We're figuring out where we wanted to place things, doing our initial tour. Now we are ready to start on the scientific side and see if we can get some things.
All right, approximately 10 years ago, it all started here by the wood pile. And to make a long story short, pieces of wood would tumble down from my cut pile and catch me on the leg. Big gash. And I bent over just to pick up some leaves, and a big limb fell, came down horizontally, which is not normal.
And ironically, Miss Judy, that's exactly where I put the nail.
But it didn't faze me. And my theory is they were heading for my head. Okay, they missed it. So then that took me to physical therapy.
Okay.
And that's how Sedona and I became connected, thank God.
Yeah. Our first session, we went down in the basement. It was pretty chilly down there.
Since it's on the scientific side, feelings aside, we're getting some responses. We'll have to listen back on evidence to be validated on that.
This is strictly the scientific aspect of it, so I wanted our equipment to do some things and not so much just what we were getting. Make sure phones are on airplane or off.
Mine isn't. I didn't even bring
Mine's
mine
in the
in.
car, so I'm good.
Yeah, mine's in the car as well.
Get back on and off, so it's off.
All right, let me start audio on ours. December 14th, 2019. Member and client, Miss Judy's house, and it is about it's about 3:05
317.
317 now. Okay, so a lot more time went by than I thought. All right, here we go. So we are here, mean no harm. Just trying to figure out if there's a message that you might have, or something that is bothering you, or something that's causing you to act out.
Quite a few of us have been picking up on headaches, neck pain, arm pain. Is there a reason for that?
I tried to observe it for a while, but Eric insisted that I ask questions, so I did ask a few questions, and I'm sure I'll get better at that. Where are you from?
At least there's a sense of humor.
It's just where that breeze, where the coolness comes from.
It is where the. Oh wow, yeah, it's definitely feels like there's air.
Any stronger, it'd be having an herbal lessons moment, standing right there.
Yeah, you can definitely. It's probably why I was getting so cold over there.
We limited the use of the SB7, but we did use that a little bit. One word that kind of came up predominantly was hope, and when we played it in backward sweep mode on there, it said Mark going forward, and it was like Mark on there, but it was a reverse sweep. So that was interesting, and Mark is relevant because that's the name of a gentleman that was here. So. What's his name? Mark?
Yeah.
I think I just heard that. In the same voice, it says I have to listen for audio on that. Yes, what about him? You said something about Mark? That's awful. I just wasn't getting too concrete on that. See here if we got EVPs maybe later, or anything on there.
Okay, so this is going to be mobile recorder for session 1 upstairs, located in the suite, which is currently Judy's bedroom up here.
So Donna and I and Jazzy went upstairs.
We started getting reading, definitely had a lot of readings on the radar gun for the speed. We got that documented. I believe that we had some intelligent responses that were happening to our questions.
We were in the long room and we interacted.
So this is a radar gun measuring speed, and I'm pointing it across the room at the chair in front of me. There's nothing between me and the chair. 44.
I can't quite. There it goes.
But I want to make sure it's not you moving around. So will you go over there and sit back down and move towards Crystal?
I will go ahead and sit right in here. 47 miles per hour. And as you can see, we've both been pretty still. Nobody's running 47 miles per hour in the ground.
What was that? Are you still getting readings?
Usually in the anywhere in the like the 40 to 50 miles per hour range.
Make sure it's stationary first.
Yeah, but as you can see, when I move this slightly or on its own, it doesn't.
Okay, it's not that sensitive.
Nope.
You got it on the dictionary mode still?
Common flower. Is your name Violet?
Was there a fire that happened here?
Wait, is it regards to the woodpile outside?
I don't know.
No, but we need to get scientific evidence, otherwise we can't. Don't get us lost down the spiritual. Trying to keep ourselves in check and make sure we're actually getting documentation versus going into the spiritual. Crystal and I both, I think, worked really well, and I think Eric will be proud of us when he sees how we did. That's what I got to say on that.
Good.
what would heck would go 50 miles an hour inside of a house? Don't go too far in the spiritual. And I know something in the basement right now. I felt that, and I felt you. But we gotta grab the scientific evidence first. 48.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been pointing through this entryway. Something was going back and forth with
Okay,
it.
it just answered me.
What?
Free.
Yeah? Is it? Whoever it is been happy free spirit. Yeah?
Well, that's my Indian name.
Yours is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It said Indian before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, my mind's trying to calculate this, because any breezes that are coming through this house are not going to be 44 miles an hour.
And there's not really
50
any
miles an
breezes
hour.
in here.
No.
Do you feel a breeze?
No.
No,
Well,
there's-
that's why I was like, well, could it be from the vent? Could it be from the vent? If it's good, vent is blowing at 50 miles an hour. Like, I live in Iowa. I'm used to tornadoes. I'm pretty sure I know what 50 miles an hour winds feel like. That can't be that. So what is this thing catching? Because when I move it around, I can move it around and it doesn't go off. So my just movements, jiggling it, does not make this thing go off.
Take something a little bit stronger to make it, you know.
Right. Well, it's radar. It's catching radar of something. Mm-hmm.
But it's not a wind.
Mm-hmm.
It's like somebody walking. It's like when someone walks by.
I can.
But it's not
sense-
constant.
No, I can sense that being a
Portal.
exit.
Portal.
Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. But I
What's
don't
it
want to
say?
get.
Hi.
Hello. Do we have someone else stopping through? Is that the highway?
It's H-I-G-H.
Oh, hi.
Like highway.
Mm-hmm.
Almost. High almost. It's H-I-G-H. Oh, I got chills.
I just got chills.
Oh.
Okay, so noting that we've gotten chills.
It's the lady.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
I'm having static in just one ear, which is weird.
Mm-hmm. I just got it in my left ear. So she's trying to... We're going to start giving you some silence so we can get some EVP recordings. I want to ask you some questions. Is that okay? Can you tell me your name?
I couldn't talk to you on the interstate when I'm driving my car. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but Crystal, we can't go into spiritual yet
I
because we
know,
want to see
I
if we
know.
can get her
She's-
to give us evidence if we're able to. But yes, we definitely empath with you and we are aware that you're here. That sounded like someone walking across the floor to me.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 212 view. It is an old house. It could be settling. Someone could have walked across the floor downstairs, but that totally sounded like...
That sounded like it came from up above to me. I heard...
thought it was
I
here.
heard it go across.
Yeah.
You're fine. Yeah, up above it could have been. I would communicate more with you and try to help you, but right now we're doing something different. So when can I come back and talk to you again, please? Thank you. Thank you for interacting with me.
Fantastic. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to shut this light off.
Mhm. Do you need your tea?
Oh, yeah. Right.
Okay. So which one
All
do we
right.
want to try next?
I don't care.
So Miss Judy was saying that these were pictures of her. I think that's when she's 5. That's when she's like 3.
More Indians and more flowers.
Yeah. Is there anyone that would like to communicate with us? For audio, the conflict turmoil was me. Is there anyone that would like to communicate with us?
It said anomalies.
That's what we're trying to show. Wondered if Milry is her mom. Yeah. Yep.
That says floral.
It does.
Do you suppose the lady in that room is her mother?
I don't think her mother ever lived here.
That doesn't make any difference.
Correct. I do believe her mother has a lot to do with this room.
Because she said floral, or, you know.
No,
The common flower. Floral. Yeah. Daisy.
Mm-hmm.
Note that it says Daisy. It says Archangel, Daisy, and Floral. Well done.
I wonder if it's her.
Is her mother talking to us in there? Mm-hmm.
I bet you it is.
Eric played some lovely music on the piano and created a nice transition into the spiritual part of the investigation.
We went ahead and then I played some piano for our unseen friends, and those are on my team and those are present and the clients too. I thought it said music. I was like, that's cool.
It does sound like it said music.
Any, not from the living, but of course, any responses from you? Can you say anything in that device? What did it say?
Fiddle.
Fiddle. Well, I have a violin at home.
There you go.
Anything on all those?
It said almost a fair,
Okay.
and then it said glance how.
And I said fiddle before. Okay. This is kind of a nice transition with music use to transition into spiritual, which we don't do every time. I wouldn't mind doing it every time like that. But.
Roses.
Roses? Okay.
Actually, that's funny. That's one of the words we got upstairs was
Flowers.
flower.
What'd that say?
Sam.
What?
It says Sam.
Sam?
Sam, right? Is your name Sam?
Sam.
S-A-M?
Yep.
Interesting. That's not a normal thing on there. Sam, are you here?
which it is the 5 o'clock hour for outside at the garage.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think maybe we should go out there and do a short session so then we can come back inside here before it gets any colder? And we can be done with outside?
We can do a split team again if we need to, and do an because I would still like to start at the attic, work our way down.
Okay.
With spiritual, and then we can have someone already outside, and then we'll work our way out there and just kind of reunite all as one in the night that way.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Wrapped up with our spiritual session. We split up and went 2 different directions. Our team went out into the garage to start there.
We are in the garage, December 14th. Not sure what the time check is, but we are now going into the first spiritual session. The rest of the team is starting up in the attic. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
All right. Now, my question. All right, thank you. My question is, was this an accident or was it on purpose?
I have conflicting answer on that.
Same here with what you just said.
Is that to everyone else it looks like it was just an accident, but it was on purpose that something did it.
Can you tell us why that life had to be taken? We're trying to get some answers to why this accident, this death happened, and why these continued accidents happen in this land. Quit pestering. Well, it's kind of my job.
Jared, might this be a case where we need to, during warmer weather, attend to the field out there?
Don't know.
For those answers, it goes deeper than just this house and this space.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. It's
Yeah.
that's why, yeah, the nail. That's why I did that.
This is how horror movies start.
That's exactly how they start. Let's do this.
Be careful.
Steps are very small. I do not have much balance, so.
There we go. That's not hurting it. There, that's fine.
This makes me nervous that it's not safe.
You have a bunch all over your back. Do you want me to get you?
Yeah, are you gonna stay on the stairs? I would stay on the stairs, but
Emily,
camera up to me at least.
yeah. I'm gonna go up. I'm fine.
You good? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stay up here for a prolonged period of time.
The only thing that I'm worried about is the stairs, because steep steps are. Whoa.
Yeah, look at that. Get a good shot of that old brick. That's something else. And you see the there's brick powder that's falling down.
Mm-hmm.
And some people use that, I think Jared would tell you, use that in witchcraft.
And then you said that there's a ladder to go up even further? Yeah.
Yeah, a ladder going up. I don't know how adventurous I am to...
Okay then, that's not creepy.
Might do the human obelisk real quick.
oh goody.
This is where you can give me visions, things like that, but not permission to take over completely. Just let me see what you might see. See a memory, that kind of thing. I see watermarks in the sand, whether it's a field or a beach, where they leave the ripples in the imprints.
On the obelisk, yeah. The beach. The obelisk, we were in the rooms, come up beach.
Okay.
And that thinks that they're taking pictures.
Okay, cool. So back to the Lime thing. I don't know if with that and then the beach, I kept getting almost like I don't know if it's a Key West thing. I just got like, it was just bright sun, just blue sky, no clouds in it. And then you have the sand image I kept getting with that, and then
Oops, it's saying something.
and then shells came to mind. I think I seen some earlier too here in real.
There are shells in the other room.
Okay. Just the number 2 randomly.
For audio, that's Sedona downstairs.
The color red.
Coming up!
And I kept getting around kind of a beach, a summertime, warm climate, around 1950s era, different things like that.
When we did come inside from the session there, the rest of the team was up in the bathroom, and we were able to, as a unit and a team.
Specific, but it was just coming and going. It wasn't like consistently communicating with me. It would give me a vision and then pull back.
And we all kind of combined as a team and worked together and worked together. That's all I got.
Someone's thinking about a trip that they remembered.
Yeah, that's what
I
I keep getting it. It's almost vacationing, or just a place I love. Something.
Yeah.
Is Judy's mother here?
I was in 1950s down there.
What's his name?
Something about hair.
No, I'm here.
And I got 1950s diner just before I said that, or around the same time. I think. There was another visual.
Your hat reminds me of a 1950s diner with a checkerboard on it.
But I do. I'd seen an old car with the fin lights on the back of it, like an old, almost like an old Caddy. But I seen like a brief drive-through, and the first thing that came to mind was French fries.
Would this be Miss Judy's mother making contact with us?
That's what Crystal asked me, or someone did.
I thought you was here.
Oop, K2. I'm here, K2. What would her mom's name be? Does anyone know?
It's Sailor
Merle?
Merle.
It's right here. It's actually on this photo frame, which had the words that popped up on it. This is where intelligent communication. It said common flower. I had asked if it was rose, and we ended up getting that downstairs lately. I asked if it was daisy.
Chills.
And so it says archangel, daisy, floral, and it's Merle Sparks.
Human.
Merle. Is Merle here?
Milree?
Milree.
Milree.
Merle.
So the things that we had gotten off the obelisk were...
I think we got some intelligent communication in there. I'm curious to see what the evidence goes over, where some of our hypothesis might lead.
Playing golf with Jack Nicholson.
Billy Graham.
Billy Graham. Oh, that was Billy Graham. That's right. Thank you. But the Billy Graham, but didn't she mention that being in like Florida?
Florida.
Maybe.
No, I thought it was Mississippi.
It was somewhere south though.
South.
Yeah. Because Key West just...
Just down that further. So we can find out if there's
The
any
Gulf.
significance to that
Right.
region.
Suppose it's Billy Graham?
That'd be interesting.
Wow.
I'm gonna hide right here in the corner for a second with my own thoughts.
Last
Hey, I
time.
want you to go here.
Yep.
I was here the first time.
Right there. In the
I
corner.
know.
There's a portal there.
I know. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. This is the room where I hid. This is the point of the investigation. We got here, and I looked at Sedona and went, We can't go any further.
Sit right here.
I know.
It's not running though.
Hair? What the hell?
Right? That's like the seventh
What is
time.
it with the hair?
Oh, now it's not something different. Yeah. Now it's not so cute.
Yeah, you sit over there and it just goes rampant.
Let's see here. Human eyeglass. Let's see if I get anything else. Feel free to give me images, visions, memories, but not any permission to take over any more than that.
I just picked up a smell, and it's like old bullhead and catfish.
See, the same. We're okay on the same thing.
So yeah, I was literally checking my fingers, going, God, I know I didn't eat fish.
It reminded me of the one that we just saw in that movie I had you watch on Coney Island, the long boardwalk.
Oh
over
yeah,
the ocean.
right.
I hear a machine running over here.
Yeah. What is that?
So.
F you?
Oh.
Oh, you're kidding.
Wow.
On the phonetic way.
I mean, it wasn't fuck you, it was literally F you.
F you. Who are you talking to about that? Someone in the Air Force? Just wondering, he gave me a brief glimpse of a military jet, so that's why I was wondering. Just asking.
If it's the lady in the nightgown, come on in, because I can talk to you now. I'd like to ask you some questions.
Did you like when Eric was playing the music earlier?
Let's try a decades thing again. So, I'm going to just throw out some years that are referencing decades. See if we can confirm which decade means something to you. 1910s, like 1910, 1911. So 1930s, Art Deco period time frame. This ring a bell to you? Does this interest you? Is this a memory from that time frame? Did you live in that time frame? Then you go into the Great Depression, all that kind of stuff. So 1930s and 70s seem to be trigger something. 1930s, you got footsteps, it sounded like. If you're walking around.
Whoa.
Do that again. What's up?
What?
I just got like something poking my back, like on the side right there.
Okay. So 1930s, is that time frame you were born or that you lived or died?
I got that when I was sitting in this chair earlier.
I know. And I'm getting the 1930s.
Well, I got 1932, and then I got March, and then I got winter, cold, a bad winter, and then consumption. And back then their consumption was a lot of things.
Right.
And I think she's trying to, that's why she's communicating with me, because she's asking me to tell Judy something.
If you know what that is.
What is it you want me to tell her? You love her and not to be afraid. I can do that.
Were you the one who said hope downstairs?
Marilee, were you the one that said hope downstairs? Yes. I will tell her that you love her and not to be afraid. We will try to fix it, I promise. We will try to fix it.
I saw motion over in that second room, and she showed up and she sat in the chair.
I'll be more interested to see what the evidence actually gives us, because as we all know, what we hear in real time and then what we catch in the recordings are two totally different scenarios. So as we're looking back at evidence, we'll catch more clarity on some of the stuff we missed because our brain couldn't process it.
So this lady proceeded to talk to me, and I do believe that she was Judy's mother. And she told me her name was Millie. She kept saying Millie. And I said, okay, what do you want me to tell her? And then she finally opened up and she said, tell her I love her and tell her not to be afraid anymore because Jarrett took care of what was in the yard. And she said, please tell her not to be ashamed.
I was gonna say, I can go see. I don't know what she's up to right now. See if she'll want to come up real quick, kind of get, because she's very inquisitive and curious about what, and see.
See if we can get her up.
Get kind of talk to her a little bit. We'll just see, and we'll go from there.
You can turn the light on. I need to stand up because my leg is falling asleep like ages ago.
There's a light switch, I believe, above you.
Muriel.
I'm turning the light on.
Muriel.
Yeah.
That's what just came across?
Merle is her name.
Yeah, well, using phonetics, it's trying.
It's
Yeah.
Milree. M-I-L-R-E-E.
That was a little too close to her name.
Right.
That's crazy.
So she's trying to communicate.
And it was like 1970?
Yeah, Eric said something about the 70s.
That's when I got the stale, nasty
Smokes.
smoke smell. Yeah.
Crystal was just going crazy talking.
I just told her we can give her a little bit of the puzzle now so she doesn't have to wait 30 to 45 days.
Hi,
Oh, that's all right. Guess
get
what
cold
this
up
said?
here.
I mean,
She got a robe.
What?
Herself warm.
Merle?
Hi, honey. You
Oh, it
okay?
did?
It did.
Yeah, it did.
on.
It did.
Okay.
I thought it sounded like Muriel.
Yeah.
But yeah, way too close to.
I am always amazed at the validation that the gifts are providing that I don't have.
Just thinking about my music.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah?
You're gonna make other
What did I say earlier?
Yeah.
That's
What's your hat say?
Where did you get your hat
Air
at?
Force hat?
You're the first one in about 15 years that have even asked me.
About your hat?
Yeah.
What? Travis Air Force Base in California. I know
This
exactly
might
where that's
be-
at.
Oh my god.
Because I was
used to live
getting
near
it
there.
spiritually. I kept. Someone showed me a plane, and I thought, someone in the Air Force?
And we were trying to get either California or
I
Key
just
West.
bought it because it was a
hat.
finely made hat.
That's interesting. Though.
So I've been waiting for somebody to ask me, have you flown F-14? Nobody.
Nobody's asked?
Interesting.
Well,
Nobody. You're the first one.
Interesting. Okay.
Of course I tell you.
we have a lot to ask you.
Few questions.
That's funny.
What's familiar beach-wise? Do you go to the beach? Do you have a special place like Florida or California or?
I've been to the Bahamas. I've been to
Bahamas would be-
California.
Okay, lines.
Where else have I been? I've been to northern France.
Okay.
Was your father in the services? Okay. So it was after the fact you getting the chance to travel? Fantastic. Okay. We're just trying to clarify,
It was-
figure out this timeline.
And
It does.
East Coast. Southern Coast.
Yeah.
Okay. Your
I was
mom.
getting-
Your mom. What did she pass away of?
When she died,
Uh-huh.
congestive heart failure.
Can I ask, what was the date that you came up with?
1932. March 1932.
Does that mean anything to you?
Not specifically, but possibly. It was my dad's first marriage.
Okay.
Okay.
He married a very important woman.
Okay.
And I think by then they were divorced. But she was the daughter of a judge here in the area.
Okay.
And she was the first woman. She was the first woman to solo an airplane in Iowa.
The airplane connection we were just talking about.
And that's where we're getting mom, but not mom.
She
Well,
attended
the Ovilus said mommy
University
earlier.
of Iowa. She was She was Miss Iowa.
Oh my God.
Oh,
At
wow.
age 29. So by a couple years later, probably, my dad married her.
Pull the client back up there with us, tell her what we got, and we got validation back. Especially me, because I was getting a lot of the visions that we pieced things together with. So I was very pleased with that outcome.
We got the client to come up and join us and actually confirm several of the bits and pieces that Eric was picking up and other things. So I think it was a really successful day. I'm super proud. The client seems to be pretty pleased and intrigued by what our methods were.
I love having my gift. It's a beautiful thing, but sometimes it's hard for me to tell somebody stuff like that because I don't know how much heartache I cause. I was in connection with your mom. She was here and she was sitting in the chair in there and she wanted me to give you a message. Can you handle it? Okay, all right. She wanted me to tell you that she loves you very much. Okay? And she wants you to be not afraid, that she's with you all the time. She's your guardian angel. Okay?
It's because of my music.
Yeah.
Yes, and she loves it. Loves it, loves it, loves it, loves it. Yeah.
She wants you to be not...
Your mother.
Your mom. Your mom.
Oh, yeah.
And she wants you to be not afraid, okay?
Yeah.
She wants me to tell you that whatever Jared has done it's made you safe, okay? So I do feel comfortable because I had all my family with me, all my paranormal peeps, and they could at least help me communicate this back to Judy. And it did, and we had a good conversation, and she validated a lot of things that was being said and people were feeling and what had come across the ovulist. And it just, what a good evening. What a good evening. And thank you. Thank you, Judy, for letting us come into your home. And thank you for being a part of our life now.
Thank you. Goodness. I just can't be specific.
Yeah,
no,
that's
cool.
okay.
That's okay.
It's coming because we're getting this
pieces of
and we're
information
pulling
and we're
it.
trying to put it together and see if it forms some sort of cohesive story to explain. But we've definitely had someone that's been here that as when watching over you and loves you and is very supportive of you.
And she said you can talk to her anytime.
But I didn't treat her right.
That's all right. She loves you very much.
Oh, we
And she
mother
wants
daughters
you-
have those situations
Oh, yeah.
all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
She understands. She understands, and she said talk to her. She loves you very much, and she doesn't want you to be afraid. Okay.
That's where the required was coming into place.
Yep.
Okay, so she doesn't want you having any regrets. She doesn't want you having any regrets about how things played out,
Yeah.
okay? She wants you to know how much she loves you, how much she doesn't want you to have any fear or be afraid of it, how incredibly strong you are. Okay?
She's here now.
Yeah.
She's here now.
Is she back in the chair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Is there a significance with that chair right in there?
Your mom?
Is there something special about it?
Well, they were always in my family home when I grew up. Yeah.
So it's a chair she would have sat in frequently?
Marilee, I told her. What would you want me else to tell her?
Got quiet.
It did. Did we manage to then get the information across that you wanted her to have?
I heard
we're all up
thank you
here.
from that, but I don't know if that was...
That's
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know
She's
she
here
was
for
gonna
you.
die.
She's here for you.
She died on September 16, 2001.
2001.
Just a few days after 9/11.
Wow.
Fantastic. Nice.
We're just wanting to say thank you for having us here. We've gotten a chance to gather up some of our evidence. Like we discussed before, we'll have the opportunity to go through all that. Eric will contact me and let me know when he's got it ready, so we'll schedule a time to come out here and show you what we found.
Who's coming?
Normally it's evidence analysts and or case managers that do the reveal. We don't bring everybody for that, just a few people. But we give you a copy of our findings too.
Yes,
Wonderful.
yeah, you'll get a copy of that.
I'm a businesswoman.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that.
Complete.
Oh,
Quite
Good.
informative. Very kind.
Thank you.
Good.
Very on the border of loving.
Just the word.
A little more.
Good.
And quite infectious.
Is that in a good way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
yeah. It's a connection.
Good.
That word means.
Good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah,
And
definitely.
I'm the one that needs to thank you. You don't need to thank
No,
me.
because without you allowing us to come into your home, we don't have the evidence for the types of things we're doing to be able to show people.
Yeah, not many people
Yeah.
But
do
I'm
this.
the one that really deserves to give thanks.
Thank you. We appreciate the gratitude.
This effort, this
Yeah.
evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It does take time, and I know it takes. There's others that wanted to be here on our team, but family obligations or other things and stuff. So it does take a lot of our time too, and
I
then
know
some
it
of us
does.
more than others because we have other things that
appreciate
we do too.
that.
Jared does.
Yeah.
So
Take off, yeah.
you've been
Spirits.
very nice.
Yeah, thank you. Our spirits enjoyed the piano too, and I did too. I love
Does
that.
this feel empty?
Okay, happy, sweetie. Thank you.
Oh, please call me for lunch, okay? I will.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, it's good to see you.
Hi, how are you?
Remember Christy? All right, so well, thanks for having us back. How have you been?
My pleasure.
Yeah, this thing's been all right. Better, less intense.
Well, I would think so.
Okay, good,
Nothing's happened, I don't think.
good. I have everything that's in this folder is in the. Remember, I told you you have your copy. It's in here.
Report
Of
me.
everything, yeah, and all the evidence that we found. You'll have the exact same copy of this folder.
Oh, that's cool.
So we have all that electronic equipment.
Yeah.
Okay, on that electronic equipment, we pick up
Yeah, I know.
other voices and
Oh, I
stuff
know.
like that, and footsteps and stuff like that, and that's when it get recorded.
Yeah, it's like things that you would know. No one else probably know. Things that I could say to you and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that happened." It's their way of getting validation, confirmation of, so you know who they are, because it will trigger a memory. So they'll step forward and they might give me that vision, which one of them I illustrated, which I'll get to next. Remember that old car and then in the Key West.
I think they sent him a vision.
Yeah, I'd gotten visions
Oh, I see.
like crazy that night. Remember when we pulled you upstairs towards the end? We
Yeah.
kind of told you some of that stuff we were getting. I was getting the Air Force thing, and then you had that hat. I had the Air Force. Then we started talking about planes.
So this was my first evidence reveal with the client, and I was happy to join and present to the client, Judy. She was super receptive to what we showed her. I hope that whatever is here stays as her guardian and protects her against all evil. And whatever happened outdoors, I'm sure is gone because I'm sure Jarrett took care of it.
Turn the light on. I need to stand up because my leg is falling asleep like ages ago.
I was gone. This is when I had left to come down to get you, I believe. So you guys heard of that.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Well, I'm quite astonished. I don't feel afraid. And I highly recommend you people. You're trustworthy, you're scientific, and thorough, extremely pleasant, and this spiritual problems, it's a real thing.
At that time, that's when, shortly there, around that time is when the visions, when I first, because I had opened up more so, and I was getting those visions, which I'll transition into and show you. This is the digital copy of what I illustrated now, but it's an old filling station, service station. It has the old car from that time frame, maybe an old Chevy, pulled into in there, getting gas. And
Time frame, what time frame?
Early to mid 50s.
Well, that's your vision.
That's what I was seeing. And I remember seeing the trees in there. And this is the highway right here. This is like gravel or sand, kind of. They pull off into this. Behind this hills, like you're looking at this, the ocean, and the water's on the other side. So it was on the coast. That's how I seen it.
Made many trips to the Gulf Coast. How did they all get together?
Most of these guys have been on a team for years, for quite a while. I think Christy's the newest, but most of the rest of them, it's been years that they've had this team. Eric started it, I think, 2010. One of them has been with Eric pretty much from the beginning, and her name is Jackie.
It's amazing.
It really is.
All your equipment and...
Yeah.
And Spirit Interceptor, the little remote vehicle, I had nothing on there. However, the DVR, there was one clip that caught my eye. Let's see. Looking in this area. You see that?
That's my bedroom.
Yeah. You see that darting across?
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
Which some of us had seen also. Visually.
Well, then it would be going across the kitchen.
The kitchen area. Into the other room.
Just because throughout the night we know what dust, and stuff. And regular flurries that kind of move slowly or they move with wind current. This is like, and there was no bug up there. It's a personal experience that happened to us, but can I prove it or replay it out to you? No. So it's a personal experience that we still take, and our psychics and sensitives, everything that they get, taken into account. But our case, this is based off of our evidence, like what I just showed you, those files. Because we're more of a science team, And so, upon time of visit, activity was low, which is average for many residential cases. Our sensitives picked up on several things, and visions too. But we based majority of our case ranking overall from captured evidence. That was our findings. I'll go back to you and try to get a disc copy that will work better with what you have, what you're equipped with.
Player.
DVD, yeah.
Well, just highly recommended. I highly recommend you folks.
Thank you.
And I'm very impressed. I'm unafraid.
Good.
That's the best part.
We'll be in touch. Just take care of yourself.
Gosh, thank you, Ari.
You're very welcome.
Give you a hug too.
Oh,
Thank you for opening your home to us. I appreciate it.
I'll hug you.
Oh,
I'm not gonna hug that man.
Continue to let the music flow.
Oh.